Well, I was just going through my video clips to try and put it together a video here for you guys, and found out that I took a picture of myself instead of having in the opening of what I was going to be doing for the day. And what I was doing for the day was pulling the transmission pan and checking the filter and valve body and making sure everything was connected right. And everything was connected right, but it was had a whole bunch of clutch dust all over the valve body and through the valve body, and it was real thick in some spots inside of it, which you'll see. And it was dirty, so still didn't get it fixed right, but it is starting to move. And so I'll try it again tomorrow, and if it moves, then I will actually open the garage doors and see if it'll actually back out and move around and stuff and see what happens. But that's all I can say for now. I'll probably have to end up getting another transmission, another automatic C4 is what it's looking like. And if that's the case, I'll probably just put my valve body inside of it, since it's a built valve body. And if it doesn't work, then I'll know it's my valve body, and I can put the other valve body back in and get another shift kit for it. But I don't think it is. I think I got it cleaned out really good. It was sparkling last time when I put it together, which means all that clutch dust and stuff, I probably ruined that transmission. It just may not have any clutchless left. I mean, pump may be out of it, may have burned up the clutches, because I only had 4 quarts of it when I first started it the first time. Sucks. I know better. I really do. Why I did it. I was like, 4 quarts, a couple minutes of running, it shouldn't burn it up. Apparently I was wrong, most likely. But alright guys, I'll let you go. This is going to be my opening clip. Alright fellas, so far everything doesn't look too bad. For instance, filter is almost completely clean still. It's got rust spots on it, but it was rusty because it was sitting outside forever, you know, before I ever ended up getting it in here and taking care of the transmission. But it's clean. Rusty but clean. Easy pass through, no restriction type thing. And yeah, I guess you can't really see me. And I got the pan here, and there is clutch material in here. You know, you can see it. It isn't horrible though. It's like a thin layer across the whole bottom of clutch material, which makes me think that transmission fluid was being pumped in there, and that I have the valve body in wrong. If the pump wasn't working to some extent, you know, then it wouldn't be washing this clutch material down. Because when I put transmission fluid in here, it feeds directly into this, right into the pan, and just rises. So I suppose, though, it could. And the torque converter must have sucked it into it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to put 10 quarts in it and only a quart or two come out. So I think we may be safe. I think maybe I just screwed up when I put the valve body in. Alright, y'all, I got the valve body out. I got it sitting here on the bench. I wiped it off with a rag, but it is completely coated in clutch dust. I mean, thick all through the whole thing, and the fluid that was coming out of it when I poured it. So what I'm going to do is tear the entire valve body apart and clean it with brake clean, and try to get it all really cleaned up in there really good, and then put it back in, see if that fixes it or not, see if the valve body's just plugged from all the clutch dust. Here, I'll show you. I wiped that off for the most part, but let's see if I could get, see, it's all down in here. It was actually pretty thick and crap before and down inside this, I probably can't see it, but yeah, it was pretty dirty. So I'm gonna go ahead and tear this thing apart and try to clean it up really good with some brake clean, and then put it all back together and go from there. But it looked like everything was hooked up correctly. This is my shifter. So yeah, I'd probably burn the pump up is my guess, but this really isn't costing me anything just to tear it apart to clean it. So just time. So I'll take you through that and you can watch me do it. Alright, I gotta look back through my video. I can't remember where I took this piece off from, and none of the bolts seem to line up for it. This piece. I know it goes somewhere right here, but on something, but I just can't seem to remember how I took it off. My brain's being stupid. So I'm gonna go ahead. Anyways, I got everything all cleaned out. There was a lot of shit in there, but for some reason, none of the passages were actually blocked off. So I'm thinking my pump is just trashed, and it's just gonna fill this back up with the same crap probably that's already in there, in the rest of the fluid in the torque converter. But I'm gonna give it a try so it doesn't hurt. Can't say I didn't try. But I gotta look back through this last video I just made to find out where I took it off. Well, I got the valve body back in and put all the fluid back in, plus a couple more quarts. I'm going to check the fluid level because right now it's acting like it's low on fluid. Let me show you here. Okay. Reverse. Doesn't feel like it really kicks in. then start moving a little. Probably have to look over here to see. Here, I'll put it in drive. Oh. Maybe I lied. It was just moving. And now it's not. But it should be reversed. There. Just a little bit it's moving. There's neutral, drive. Now let's run it through all the gears first. Second. Take first, second, drive. Neutral. Reverse. Moved a little bit, just a hair. Back up and park. Alright, well, whatever I did made a difference. I did add 2 more quarts of transmission fluid because I did lose some. I lost maybe a quart and I added 2. And now it seems like I got the pump working at least somewhat. Maybe it just needs to be ran. I don't know. I guess I'll figure it out. The transmission used to work perfect before it sat for over a year out in the junkyard and never got touched. So I guess we'll see. I did find out there is a backup one sitting out there that came out of a Ford F-150 off a 302, but it's a manual. And I wanted an automatic. Plus it'd be a lot more work to put a manual in here. And, you know, a clutch, different brake, different clutch, and a clutch, you know, pedal and stuff. And I'd rather not go through all that if I don't have to. Plus, it'd just be easier for me with my hip and leg to use it in an automatic. So, alright, I'm going to go check the fluid. Well, I just checked the fluid, and it's reading about a pint over full. About half a quart over full. So the pump could still be bad, or it could be just plugged up in there. I don't know. But I think tomorrow I'll fire it up again and see if it'll move. And if it does, I can get it to go. It went into drive hard once on me. I revved it up a little bit and it slammed in. I put it neutral real quick so I didn't run over the boards and crash into my garage wall. See, I have the board there and the wheel chock behind the tire. You see, it moved it. It was at an angle, right up tight in there. But I ain't gonna bend down there and do it again. So I may still end up having to get another transmission for this, it's looking like, but we'll see. Irritating. And I may end up having to pull my intake. I got an oil leak on the front of it. Son of a gun. It's not leaking on the back. The back's nice and dry, but my front is not. Now you see that oil sitting there inside the on the timing cover? That is leaking, I can tell you right now, right from behind the distributor, right out of the valley there. Oh yeah, look at all that oil. Shit, that sucks. It is an easy fix. I think maybe I got gasket paper. All I had on there was silicone and no gasket this time, because I ruined the gasket the last time I put it on. I just siliconed it. That's probably why it's leaking. So I will go ahead and get that taken care of, but I'll do that later. It ain't a big leak, so I had this runner for probably 15 minutes and it hasn't hit the ground. It's just pulled up a little bit on the timing cover. Brain dead. Still trying to work on this whole sickness thing. But I got a hold of my other doctor, my specialist, and they hooked me up with some good meds. And man, I feel like a million times better overnight. I don't know what all it was, but it's 4 different things, and feeling great now. But I still can't go anywhere. Still, don't want to make anybody else sick. So I'm stuck here, just shutting stuff off before I call it a night. There. Unplug the fan, turn the air compressor off. It doesn't usually leak enough air to kick it on overnight, but if it gets really cold, then it does. So why waste my electricity? My fire's out now anyway. This has just got some red coals in there. And that's it. So I guess that's gonna be it for today. If I figure this transmission out, I'll let you know. But still a lot of other stuff I gotta get done to this.